Palin.
It's funny already.
Yeah. She just may get to Washington after all. Reportedly, President-elect Trump is considering Palin to lead the Veteran Affairs. Kind of odd that they wouldn't say, hey, you know, there's like 4 or 5 people they could have gone to, but she comes from a military family, and I guess she fits in with Trump's promise to put outsiders in his administration. I don't know how that's working, but okay. But why not go for, like, John McCain, who's actually got some, you know, some heft behind.
Well, because he was captured, don't you remember? He doesn't like veterans who've been captured.
Trump did say that.
Right.
Yes.
Recall. That's right.
Yeah.
She was a big supporter of his, so I think this is, you know, payback. And also you have to remember Steve Bannon, who just got hired by the future Trump administration, has close ties to Sarah Palin. He did a documentary on her called The Undefeated. I saw it. It was a good documentary. It was about her time in Alaska. She, remember, was mayor and was governor.
Right, but why is she the person for veteran
I think
affairs?
she's a strong advocate. If you were going to put her somewhere, if she were on your list of people and you were going to put her somewhere, she has been a strong advocate for the military, for reform in the VA. She does speak out very much in support of, you know, bettering the healthcare access that they have to. So I think people, and I think the military generally approves of her pretty highly. If you look at back, you know, in 2008, John McCain and Sarah Palin pulled really well with military members.
And what
so
about all those wolves she shot from the helicopter? That's military.
Yeah. Oh, the what?
The what?
Wolves. She shot from the middle.
No, that would only come in question if she was an environmentalist. If he had put her in charge of the environment,
that would be different.
Oh, I was thinking she knows how to use the gun.
I see.
I actually can support that kind of position for Sarah Palin. I think she can do the least amount of damage there, but she can also do the most, but she can also do good there because her son is an Iraq war vet, and I remember there was that issue when he got arrested for domestic violence, and she spoke out about post-traumatic stress disorder with our vets.
She blamed it on Obama, though.
Well, she did, but she also talked about post-traumatic stress disorder, and my uncle and my cousin are vets as well, and health issues, mental health issues especially, are really important to our vets, and they don't get the care that they need.
So I hope that if she gets that she will do that, and then she will be very cognizant of the fact that for single-parent veteran households whose taxes are going to be raised under the Trump administration, that she's going to have her eye and finger on that pulse as well.
Yes, that's really important. And again, about the PTSD, diagnoses among deployed troops grew by 400%.
Again, I want somebody who knows what that means. See, it's not enough that you were a supporter. You know, to me, it's like a pay for play. If I pay you, you'll put me here. I want to make sure that if we're putting someone in the Vets Administration, that they're actually going to make the changes that
and
they're going to, and they know, I mean, that they are aware of all the different things that veterans are subject to, and how many homeless veterans there are, and how many veterans there are who are hidden in their houses not coming out. I mean, I want somebody who actually knows what's going on.
What about John Kerry? John Kerry would be great. He's a Democrat, but if I recall, Obama put Comey in the FBI. That didn't work out too well for us, but he was a Bush appointee.
Yes, he was.
And a Republican. I think it would be nice if Donald Trump reached across the aisle to a veteran like John Kerry, who has an award. You know, he was also wounded in the Vietnam conflict.
Well,
so why not that? And Secretary of State.
I originally thought what Sunny did, that like this is where she can maybe do the least amount of damage, but what I hadn't realized is that the Department of Veterans Affairs is the largest government agency with over 300 federal employees and a budget of $182 million.
That's
so
why,
I hope her experience in Alaska has prepared her for that. Like that she, I mean, I'm trying to look at her experience.
Yeah. You know what? She quit in the middle of her term. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
I mean, come on.
She did.
Well-
and she also had a reality show, which maybe
Well, so did Donald.
So did the president.
You know, so it's not a bad thing.
I think he's looking also for an outsider. Some of her history, I researched her extensively back in 2008. She took on the establishment in Alaska. She's somebody who takes on the Republican establishment.
Right.
I think he's looking for someone who, if it is a time for reform, that's not going to be afraid to shake things up. Now, I don't know what she'll do. All I know about her is that she's passionate on this issue. And if I had a choice of positions for her, this is the one that makes the most sense.
Yes.
I get where
least amount of damage.
No, I don't know that she can do the least amount of damage there. I'm not sure about
she
that.
also
and
cares
also this
deeply about
idea
the
of
issue.
outsider. Let's talk about that. How many outsiders has he actually named?
Well, she is one of them. This would be
She's
an
not an outsider. She's right in the middle. No, she isn't. No,
Maybe that's not her history, though.
She is right in there. John McCain picked her to be his running mate.
Yeah.
So she's all mixed up, all up in there. So
That's
who
right.
are the outsiders? Because I haven't seen an outsider
And
that he's
outside
put
of
a finger up.
Washington.
Outside of Washington.
Well, I was going to say, is the divide the outside of
But
Washington?
she was a governor.
Well, that's
of the
what I mean.
state.
Is it being an
It's not
outsider in regard to being more Tea Party, like an outsider within the party, or is an outsider from the government? Because she was a governor.
I
She
don't
ran.
know.
She was part of a ticket, presidential.
I think it's an outsider being someone who has taken on the system. So she is someone who, in Alaska, if you look at the history of Alaska, she took on the status quo in Alaska. I think it's people who are outside of D.C. who don't have ties to people in D.C. In other words, Sarah Palin doesn't owe anybody any favors in D.C. She's not entrenched in the system. That's his perspective. That's why he's... I can see why he chose her.
Watch the movie Game Change.
Oh,
Just
that's a
rent
great
that,
movie.
And you'll see what Sarah Palin
You could
is
watch
really
the
about.
One really positive thing that we can all stand behind is this means that Tina Fey would be back.
Oh, that's true.
That's true. Come on, guys. Silver lining.
Well, comedians love Sarah Palin.
Tina
And
Fey
Trump
did a great
also.
job.
I mean, it's 4 years of comedy.
Do you not remember that?
And
If we don't go all up in smoke, it's going to be a funny 4 years.
now, Sarah, I am a little bit concerned. To your point, it looks like the president's 2017 budget includes $182.3 billion for Veterans Affairs.
Yeah.
Affairs.
Yeah.
That's a
Put all that in
significant
her
budget.
hands. Yeah. We'll be right back.